A lot of people want the rebel to die, and this seems to be their moment. They're all piling on. The media says we're dead already. Here's Canada's biggest newspaper, the Toronto Star. Is this the beginning of the end for Canada's rebel media? Their answer is, of course. But they've said that since the day we were born. They hated the Sun News Network too. It's really just been 30 journalists, but when they all have newspapers or TV stations or websites, it can sound like the whole world is screaming at you. I mean, look at this one. It's a 6-page story in the National Post. Demonic red pictures of me right on the front page. They really want the rebel to die. I think some of them might even want me personally to die. So what should we do? Should I quit? It was pretty bad for a moment there. It felt like a hurricane. I felt like just hiding from it all. But then I immediately thought, what about our staff? They're counting on me. What about the thousands of people who put their trust in us, the trust in me? What about the causes we all believe in together? I'm not going to let you down. I'm not hiding or quitting or going away. Look, some people have quit us. Brian Lilly noisily announced he won't do any more freelance videos for us because he doesn't like our ideas anymore, something he never mentioned to us. Sun columnists have been ordered by their editors not to come on our shows anymore either. Then troubles just piled on. As you know, we had a rebel cruise planned for November like we did last year, but Norwegian Cruise Line just ripped up all of our tickets. No warning, no explanation, obviously because we are too conservative. And for the past 4 days, our website was unavailable in most of the world when a DNS provider, that's part of the internet, would no longer allow a partner to host our domain on 24 hours notice with no explanation. That's like a phone company taking away your long-time phone number on a day's notice. It took us 4 days to recover from that. So what caused all of this? It looks like the whole world hates us. Even so-called conservative politicians like Andrew Scheer are blacklisting us too. So what did we do wrong? What did I do wrong? Let me give you a couple minutes of background. It started when our reporter, Faith Goldy, went to Charlottesville, Virginia. The alt-right and the alt-left had dueling protests. Faith was standing near the leftists when an alt-right extremist rammed his car into them, killing one person. Faith caught it all on tape. It was an act of terrorism, and it immediately transformed the nature of the alt-right from peaceful cranks to a violent danger. Faith shouldn't have even gone to Charlottesville. I asked her not to go, even as a reporter. The alt-right isn't who we are at the Rebel. They're racist, and their torchlit march was really nothing more than a Ku Klux Klan rally. Last Monday, I wrote a staff memo clarifying our position on the alt-right. We've never been alt-right. We're against it. They're white supremacists and anti-Semites. We're not. I'm Jewish, obviously. Our staff is multiracial. The alt-right isn't conservative, by the way. They're economic socialists, and they don't believe in individual merit. They believe in group rights based on race. That's pretty much the opposite of everything we've ever said and done. But the media had their talking point. Faith was in Charlottesville, so that meant we were Nazis. So maybe my colleague Jay Feza is now a white supremacist, or as the CBC keeps saying, our pro-Israel, pro-Jewish editorial position is now anti-Semitic.
It is an organization which has a clear point of view that is at times anti-Semitic and racist. So,
no, we're not racist. That's just what the left always calls conservatives. But then Faith came to me and told me that when she was down there, she had appeared on an alt-right podcast called The Daily Stormer, which is a white supremacist show. I couldn't believe it. I love Faith. I know she doesn't have a racist bone in her body. She's one of the most pro-Jewish people I know. But it was just too much, and I had to fire her. That was the low point of the week for me. But then it got worse. 2 disgruntled former rebel staffers in the UK did what they had threatened in private to do to me if we fired them. They had tried to extort a massive severance payment from me, and they threatened to smear the Rebel and our UK star, Tommy Robinson, unless we paid them hush money. I flew to meet with them to tell them I wouldn't, but they actually secretly recorded our conversation and edited clips of it, making it look really bad. What a way to end the week. Inaccessible to half the internet, banned from our cruise. On cue, Trudeau's Liberals started bashing the Rebel in fundraising letters. Then so did Rachel Notley's NDP. Of course they did. They hate how we cover them, and they wanted to stick the knife in us to finish us off. They know we're not Nazis. This was about stopping our criticism about the things we always talk about, from Omar Khadr to carbon taxes. So here we are. We're back up on the whole internet now. We've lost about 2% of our YouTube subscribers, mainly people who were sad or angry that we fired Faith. And we lost about 2% of our premium subscribers to our paywall shows, mainly because they couldn't find us on the internet for 4 days. So we're still alive. But 30 screaming journalists and the Liberals and the NDP want us dead. I won't lie to you, I was very sad last week. Not sad that the mainstream media hates me. I'm used to that. I was sad about Faith's bad judgment. I was sad that we were being falsely swept up in the censorship war against white supremacists. Sad that we hadn't heard a supportive word out of any of Canada's so-called free speech groups or journalists. But mainly I was sad because I felt I'd let everybody down. Maybe by not being firm enough with Faith in advance. Maybe by engaging with those 2 disgruntled UK employees and not realizing that they would obviously record anything I said to them and add that to their blackmail. I felt like I had let down our staff, who were probably embarrassed by me. And I felt like I had let down our hundreds of thousands of viewers and supporters. And I have. I have let you down, and I'm here to apologize, to tell you what I did wrong, to take responsibility and to tell you what I want to do about it. But also to tell you that it's actually, in the end, it's actually up to you. Because they really do want to kill the rebel. And we really are in jeopardy. So I'm asking you to stand with the rebel. I can't do this on my own. And I need to know I won't be on my own. Frankly, my staff needs to know that even more than I do. We need to know. So that's the first thing I'd ask you to do. If you want us to live, if you want us to keep going, please tell me. And tell my staff. Go to standwiththerebel.com and just say, we stand with the rebel. I want to show my team that there may be 30 screaming leftist journalists out there, but there are 30,000 quiet allies who are standing with us even after our bumpy week. Please do that. I really need to show our team that we're not alone here. Okay, now I want to tell you my plan to fix things. And if you agree with that plan, then I'm going to ask you to help. I think this time it really is do or die. We're going to make some changes around here. Not because 30 journalists hate us, but because we need to fix a few things if we're going to take the rebel to the next level. First of all, I am part of the problem. Not in a malicious way, not in the way the media says. I'm the problem because I just can't run the whole company. Maybe I could have when we were just 8 people in my living room, but not now with 45 people in 4 countries. I can't do my TV show and all our campaigns and also run the company and also expand the company. It's too much. I started to let things fall through my fingers. I have to focus. I need help. So that's the first part of my plan, to bring in more management. We need help to run the business side of the business so I can do what I'm good at, journalism and activism. So today we retained a professional corporate recruiter to find another manager so I'm not stretched so thin, so I'm not missing things or going off half-cocked. Second, when we were small, I used to watch every single video before we put it online. But then I got really busy. We all did around here. We grew so fast from 8 people to nearly 50. And then we started doing these TV-length shows. I literally don't have time to watch everything we do anymore. And I think that got us into some problems. We've done more than 6,500 videos, hundreds of full-length shows. And they're great. But even if 1% of them were wrong editorially, we're going in the wrong direction. That could embarrass us, and I think it has. I think we need more oversight, not more censorship, just to make sure we're really being on brand with what we believe, what we stand for. We need what's called a managing editor, someone who does nothing but check and double check that our rambunctious reporters are not going off target, to stay on top of them with more than just an occasional email. I think that would have probably headed off the problem with my friend Faith. We've lost Faith and some other freelancers. And I should tell you that Gavin McInnes is leaving us at the end of the month. That's been in the works for a while. So this gives us a real chance to reboot with a new team, new talent, new journalists, to really prove that we've gone back to our roots journalistically, not to prove anything to our haters. I promise you they will hate our new reporters as much as they hated our old ones, but to prove to you, our viewers and supporters, that we haven't lost it. Doing the stuff we love, telling the other side of the story, on Omar Khadr, on the United Nations, doing real accountability stories on Justin Trudeau and Kathleen Wynne and Rachel Notley, not being afraid to talk candidly about political Islam, about censorship on the internet, not being afraid to challenge environmentalist lobby groups and their foreign funders. standing up for Christians, whether it's about the genocide in Iraq or anti-Christian bigotry at home, fighting political correctness on campus, telling the other side of the story. Can you imagine what the media and political landscape would be like in Canada if the Rebel didn't exist? It was bad enough when the Sun News Network shut down, but today, 2.5 years later, the CBC is even bigger. The National Post has gone to the left and has totally changed their views on political Islam. They're getting ready for their newspaper bailout from Justin Trudeau, I guess. Imagine if the Rebel were gone. No thanks. I've made mistakes. We're going to fix them. Hiring an additional manager, hiring an additional editor. We're going to be better than ever, and we're going to announce new journalists and new TV shows in the months ahead. And we're going to continue to do it without taking a dollar from the government like the other guys do. We're going to do it the same way we always built this company, through your support, through crowdfunding. Some people have asked me to disclose more about our crowdfunding. We talk about it almost every day at The Rebel. We show where the money goes, whether it's a billboard truck, like this one in Montreal, remember that? Or hiring a lawyer, fighting for justice for Chelsea in the UK. But I thought, you know what, why not? We're not in trouble for any real reason this week. Our political enemies hate us, internet censors hate us, and a lot of opportunists are piling on. But I thought, why not? I'm extremely proud of our crowdfunding, and later in the show, I will take you through our crowdfunding accounting and publish the numbers to our website at therebel.media/trust. You can find that on our website. But first, I need to know you're with us. I need you to go to standwiththerebel.com and tell me you still believe in me. If you don't, no problem. Message received. But I hope you do. I need to know it, and so does my staff. I need 30,000 people to tell me they stand with me and my team, and then I need your help to pay for this new plan, to live, to thrive, to grow, to hire new journalists, and more importantly, new managers to keep us on course. I'm proud to ask for help this way, rather than by going to Trudeau for a bailout like Post Media is doing, like the CBC always says. No, we are Canada's last best chance at having any sort of independent conservative media, any sort of opposition to Trudeau and Notley and Wynne and all the think-alikes and busybodies and official people. I am a flawed leader who has made mistakes, but as long as you stand with me, I will stand. Please go to standwiththerebel.com and prove to my staff that you still believe in us. And then help me pay for this plan to come back stronger than ever. Stay with us. Hey, if you like that, sign up for my show every day. Click on the screen to subscribe.